Welcome back, everybody, to episode 2 of my Survivalist playthrough. And we're not down in Fort Kohai. I looked it up, and it is an I, not an L. Um, but there's this couple that's kind of on the way, so to speak, and they are going to give me a mission. So I want to show off just kind of what a mission might be like in this game. So it's an elderly couple here. I just walked up, and he's yelling at me. Um, and I don't want to do any of these, so let's just trade. Yeah, don't cause any trouble. Yeah, Joe's kind of a jerk sometimes, so a lot of the random responses can be a little overwhelming. Yeah, this is Toby Reed, and you can see the name in the upper right just changed from stranger to Toby. Uh, yeah, let's look for work. That's usually the option you choose to see if they have a mission. And if they don't, though, if it's in a big town, they'll usually say like, "Oh, Bob over there wants something done, so go talk to Bob." But this guy does have a mission, so let's do this. He actually has a family picture, I believe. Uh, he left in his truck during like the initial outbreak because he had to abandon his truck. Okay, let's just skip through that. Yep, let's go look for it. Great. And if I look around here, here's his house, and there's a woman here. She might be inside. Oh yeah, she is inside. You can see the option is to talk, so that would pull her out to talk. There's also crops, and you can steal crops. He'd get mad at me for doing that. There's like all the towns are fully simulated, so they need a well like this so that their people can get water, and they have crops that they like that people actually have to be assigned to harvest and plant. So yeah, we can look at this mission. Um, and yeah, so if like we stole all their crops, let's say, then they would have to start looking elsewhere for food. So they might come over to ask for food from us, or try to sell, or try to trade for food, or go somewhere else, like trade with Fort Kohai, which is kind of down in this area, I believe. Um, yeah, and here is, I believe this comes over to like a T intersection. I could be wrong on that. Maybe there's a little town here, but basically I need to come here and get that photograph and bring it back. I'm not going to do that quite yet, obviously, because that's kind of a far distance. Like this is actually a pretty big map. Like I bumped my mic. Sorry about that. Everything we saw in last episode was like this is where the pharmacy was. I think one of these is the pharmacy. Um, so like this is a big map. We'll just say that. So this doesn't look that far, but it is actually quite a far distance. Um, oops. So let's come back over here. So let's just head back to Fort Kohai. I just have one thing. I'm not going to do it right away. I probably will do it by the end of the episode, but I'm not going to rush there right away. And while we're doing this, Isham is just building stuff, basically. But let's head on down to Fort Kohai, which should be down here. Yeah. Uh, yeah, let's just see if we can fight some zombies. We should get there pretty quick, I believe. Oh, maybe it's farther than I thought, actually. Let me just cut here real quick, because this doesn't seem like it's a little bit farther than I thought. Alright, we just showed up to Fort Kohai. Um, and I think we can loot the... Oh, it's already empty. We can loot that without being bad guys, but if we loot anything up in here, of course, the community will be mad at us. I think someone is probably going to be running up here. Usually the first person in the community to see you walks up to you and is like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Oh, there we go. That watchtower person wasn't being very observant. Okay, so we need to find Clay Parker. Oh, a pack of infected from Dahado. Which might mean the dead. I feel like I heard that from somewhere. But let me just check to see where that is. Yeah, that's right where Isham has been going. Um, let me check on Isham. He is walking back down here. He has pistol. So let's actually come down here and see if we can find a fence that we can abuse like we did in the last episode. Okay, now they can run around this fence, so I want to try to lure them over here. Hopefully straight over here, not around the side of the fence. They are coming for me, but I think, unfortunately, they might be smart enough. And I don't know how many there are. 4 might be a little much for me. No, no, maybe not. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to target. My fatigue is still very low, so it's not a problem. If you start, you can't push them off. Like there's that quick time events, like push them off before they bite you. If you don't push them off, then you get bitten. And you need fatigue in order to push them off. So, um, yeah, you want to keep that fatigue meter low, as in you have a lot of energy left. And they're actually giving me a ton of ammo. Okay, I don't think that should be just enough, because it should be, I think, 25 pounds per plank. And so he should still be able to carry 2 planks at a time. That's fine. Okay, let's come back over here. And I will say, this is a game where you save manually, or there are auto saves, but you save manually most of the time. So I will drop down a save there just to make sure, because yeah, if that had gone just slightly differently, maybe that would not have been as good. So let's just ask some people their name, just so we kind of get some relationships going there. And there's actually like a really cool thing about this game. There's relationship meters, or graphs, actually. It's not just a like 0 to 100. It's a like negative, let's say negative 100 to positive 100 along 2 different axes. I believe one of the axes is fear. So like if they think you could beat them up, basically, or kill them, then there's like fear, which is totally separate whether they like you or not. Like you as a person or not, I should say. And you can do different things that affect each meter in different ways. So like, let's say I do this mission here. I think they're you do a mission for someone in the community, and this one looks like it duck hunt. So maybe we're going to be killing stuff. So maybe this one would raise fear, but also because it's a mission for someone in the community, it would raise them liking me a little bit more, for example. Or if I trade with them, that probably wouldn't affect fear at all. But it would probably affect like the I guess likeness meter. And right now he's just explaining that cash doesn't matter, which is why I dropped off cash in the first episode. You start with a whole bunch of it, but it's worthless. But I do have some gold, so let's do that. Buying some corn at some point will be helpful, because corn is the crop you plant to have sustainable food. But I don't have. I think you need what's it called? A watering can. Actually, we just saw someone walk by with a watering can. But you need a watering can in order to plant food, I believe. But anyway, so there's this graph of fear and like, and every, I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I think every character has this graph with every other character in the game. And if I do, what's your opinion of me? It will give me a summary of it, basically. I saved her from being bitten. I saved Ishan from being bitten. Oh, so she really likes me. Which, these are both the 2 main story characters, so yeah. But, and of course the people here don't know me yet. But and if you get your like and fear into a specific region of the graph, and that region is different for every person, you can recruit them. And so even though, like, this is a community, I could come over here and recruit, what's this guy's name? Bob Winneba. I could recruit Bob to my community without like disbanding or angering this community. Um, and it would be another effect on everyone else's graph. So like they might, be a little bit more afraid of me. It's like, oh, you recruited Bob? You must be pretty awesome if you got Bob to go over and join you. That sort of thing. And of course, there's ways to negatively affect it. Like I could just choose to go aggro and start attacking this base for no reason, or try to rob this guy. Those would obviously be negative effects. So we're not going to do that, but just for example. And if what I'm talking about sounds like hard to visualize, I understand that. In the future, somewhere down here, somewhere down here-ish, there's a item that we'll get a mission to go for later. That's a military item that actually lets you scan people's brains and just see that information and see that graph specifically. So it's pretty cool, but we're not going to get it yet. It's surrounded by like I talked about last time how there's like green zombies or green undead or whatever green strains, and there's other strains. This is like a couple strains up. Um, so you're what am I trying to do? So you will. What am I trying to say? Yeah, we won't want to go there until we have like several people with good firearms skill and like decent um and decent and decent guns, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that. The mission ended and I started thinking about that right as I was in the middle of that thought. So let's build build. Um we can build a lot of more stuff now. Let's build an outhouse. Where do we want to build our outhouses? I built it here. I think that's fine. People don't actually really have to use outhouses. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I did here and then 2 spaces, I think that would be fine. Space, space, boom, space, boom. Yeah. So we'll go here. They don't actually have to use the outhouses, I don't think, or path to the outhouses, so I could jam them in together a lot closer. But you do need a certain number of outhouses for the number of people you have. Where am I? And all the yellow dots on my mini map are just people I can talk to. Whoop, get out of my way, please. Here's the doctor. We need insulin. Yeah, of course. He has a community. He has to help the people in his community. So we need gold. So let's trade supplies and see how much they are. We have 31 gold down here. Oh, I forgot to mention this, but hold on a second. So it's currently 93 gold a piece, which is obviously pretty expensive. So we will want to do some missions for people in the community or do some other things for people in the community. So we can try to bring that price down by increasing our, probably our like meter. Maybe also the fear will make them give us better prices too, I'm not sure. But like is probably the main way. When I got my backpack at the end of last episode, I also got this health and fitness guide, which is just a whoops. I'm used to escape exiting things. Um, which is just a carryable item that gives you +1 of whatever skill. So I think there's probably one for each skill here. So I have +1 fitness, and this is the bar to increase, like on its own without having the extra star. So I can transfer that around, which is nice. Yeah. So let me just check the map again, make sure there's no hordes. Actually, let's see. Where else can I find insulin? Maybe that'll give me The Fat Neil's and the McCoy is east of here. Okay, so there's some that. Let's see. Looking for work. Let's see if it says anything. Rachel's planning an expedition, so that's another mission. Although that could be. That sounds dangerous. Sorry, I'm just reading this. I don't think any of this is really important. We don't like to use that word. Yeah. They're zombies. Okay. And I think what's up? Yeah. So you can use the what's up option to find out a little bit more about this. So I think if I brought this guy a detective novel, he would like me more, and that would lead to cheaper prices, but we could also get him to trade. And we might be able to get like that insulin for free effectively if we got him to join us like that. Let's see. Oh, this is Rachel. So this is. I don't want to go on a mission for Rachel quite yet. Let's talk to Wyatt. Okay, so I have to do what's Rachel's job before I can do Wyatt's job. That's weird. Oh, because this slightly changes the spacing available. Actually, no, greatly changes the spacing available. But yeah, it's weird that it changes the paragraphs. So let me just scout around a little bit, and we'll figure out what to do next. There's obviously a lot of people to talk to in a new community, and yeah, I'll be right back. So I decided I would actually go after the photograph now because Isham asked me to also get him a book, one of those skill books, but for construction, and it's actually like right next to us, or it's right next to the photograph. I'm right next to the photograph now, kind of right in front of me somewhere. And I did record my walk over here, but it was like so uneventful. It was like 3 minutes of me shooting like two zombies. Uh, I thought that there would be more, so I just decided to cut that out. But now that we're up to the road, there's probably going to be a couple more zombies. Oh, Isham is fighting. So yeah, you might have seen in the top right, it popped up with a like, oh, he's being attacked, and I could just press tab and switch to him. So that was a randomly spawned zombie. I said that most zombies are pre-placed. I believe that was one of the random ones because that is a place that I mean, I'm just in the middle of Del Hato or whatever, however you pronounce it. Um, so I believe that was just a randomly spawning one or a random wandering one. But just one zombie, especially a green strain, is not that bad. So here's a framed photograph. And then let's get the home improvement book while we're out here. They said it was by Sundance, so I guess there's a little town up here. Why did it? Oh, that's from the tutorial. That's if you didn't see the tutorial, which obviously didn't because I didn't include it. It's a little weird, but part of the tutorial was like shoot this speed limit sign so that you can learn how to shoot. So that's why I guess all the speed limit signs let you target them, not just the one that's like right outside of your base. Uh, so I was like, wow, what am I aimed at? Oh yeah, I'm aimed at the thing that the tutorial wanted me to shoot. Let's just try to stay on the outskirts of town, so if any zombies are on me, it won't be a huge amount that charge me at once when I start shooting. I say is, oh my gosh, several. I think that one that, yeah, I was gonna say that the one that I kind of launched backwards didn't actually seem that hurt. Okay, let's just quick loot. See, 1 gold isn't like worth really looting, but 14 ammo? That that is. So she's up she shows 24 or 34, I think. Yeah, it's weird how some of the drops are a lot better than some of the other drops. Did I loot all these? I could have sworn I only looted 3 different corpses, but whatever. Um, okay, where was that second body? Oh, whatever. No, you get in too, Alice. Thank you. She can take she can just take all the food for right now. Or as much food as she can carry, at least, I suppose. Okay, so I have that as well, but he can still carry a bit more. Um, so let me just loot this town a little bit more. Is there something across the street? It looks like a gas station, maybe? I will just, I don't know, not really a spoiler, but all the cars are burned out like this or abandoned like this. You're never going to be able. Oh, what the? You're never going to be able to drive a car. Sorry, that it, I get distracted when several zombies charge me at nearly the same time. I am running low on shotgun ammo though. Oh, another toolbox. That's not actually that helpful because I only have 3 people. I'm not gonna like make Alice start building stuff too. But I mean, maybe once I get, lots of people and I need to build more, I guess. How much was the Z carrying? Oh, he still can carry like 20 pounds. So let's do a little bit more. Looks like there's a house here. Ooh, thank you, Alice. I pressed a fire, but it was like the split second that I was grabbed, so the fire didn't, or so the shooting didn't happen. Just stay inside. It's one like great thing about fences. They can't get over the fences, so if you can, I mean, as I've shown or tried to show at least a couple times with the hordes, like fences can be really powerful. I guess I'll go to this house that I kind of skipped earlier. Another hardware store. Can you get in? Can you get in, please? Oh, there's some cement. I don't think it would. I was just thinking for a second, it would be worth it to drop a bunch of stuff and try to pick up some cement to carry it home, but I don't think it would be. I think it would be a lot of food that I would have to drop. Because the well that I'm going to be building here in a minute is definitely going to require cement. Oh, watering can. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Oh, this is like a full farming, like, a full farming, starter kit. Whoops, what did I press? Oh, G, okay. I meant to press R to realize. I didn't realize that was a, button to pause. Okay, where do I need to go? I can basically just follow this back, so I am just going to walk back along the road. Um, if it's exciting, I'll show it, but... Whoops. If it's exciting, I'll show it, but I'm guessing that it won't be super exciting. So I'm just getting back to base, and I just realized one thing that I need to be aware of. So you can see my fatigue is pretty low, or Joe's fatigue is pretty low, but if I switch over to Alice, she's actually fully winded. So if I'd been attacked by zombies and she was grabbed there, even though there was no warning on my screen, she would have been bitten. So it's just something you need to be aware of, that, of course, other people have different fatigue, and actually her fatigue might be based on insulin, yes. I was gonna say, I didn't think 1 star of fitness would be that drastic, but, uh, whoops, she does suffer, I don't know if you mouse over this or anything, if it'll say, but she does suffer, penalties, I guess. Yeah, penalties based on how severe her glucose level is. And you might also, like, if you get into the red on these other scales also, you might suffer penalties. I'm not sure on that, but definitely the blood glucose level. Um, so like you might have noticed there, her fatigue wasn't healing past half, or wasn't recovering past half. So yeah, that was a problem. So let's just hop in here. Is she not gonna hop in too? There we go. It does pause when you bring up the inventory, so you have to wait for everyone to get in, or everyone that you want in, you have to wait for them to get in. And actually, she's pretty tired, and they're both pretty tired. So yeah, let me just get the inventories arranged, let them sleep, and get Isham working some more, I suppose. And I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm here, and I've actually separated the two of them, so they're no longer, or Joe is no longer following Alice around, or vice versa. And Alice has the photograph. You'll see in a second why I'm going to do this, but it is actually fairly difficult to uh, recruit Connie here, which is the elderly woman. Um, and in order to do that, we're uh, preparing a little bit, I guess. So let's give the photograph back. And he has a heart attack and dies. Somehow he knew it would end like that, I don't know. I was only trying to help. Now, the reason why I'm choosing Alice for this is because if I had Joe in this position, he would not have as many, yeah, so like Alice Ivers can't say this line. Joe can. Um, but on the flip side, Joe can't say some of these other lines. So I think I was only trying to help might be the best. I don't actually know if it matters. But, what's going to happen, I've talked about the graph of relationships, so now Alice and Connie's graph, or Connie's graph for Alice, I should say, is going to be very negative. Connie hates Alice, but Connie does not really care one way or the other about Joe. Um, so now I can come back here. Actually, I probably could have just, I don't know why I did it this way, but whatever. Could have just switched to Joe and had him run up here. I didn't have to run her down as well. But now, I can have Joe, and Joe's relationship is pristine. So now, eventually, with some gifts and some trading, I will be able to recruit Connie, hopefully. Not anytime soon, probably. Um, oh, that was a little bit lucky because he is very high fatigue. I noticed this. I don't know what I did exactly. I know that sometimes you can do it. Somehow I told him to run, you know, while doing this construction job. So he is running, and collecting chicken wire while putting up this fence. I didn't think it would be much of a problem because he's literally running from this house to right there. But evidently there was one zombie. Luckily, he did not get bitten. Yeah, so I did a little trick there, as I said earlier, with the relationship. Yeah, exploiting that just slightly, and I don't know if... Oh, I saw her start to talk as I scavenged the body. Let me just save this. Throw down a save just in case. I don't think she'll care about looting this body, but she might. Let's just take everything. I'll even have the... That's a little dark. Can I trade? Oh, but one thing you can see, so I can say, what's your opinion of me? Yeah, so she doesn't care. But if I switch over to Alice, what's your opinion of me? She blames Alice for the death. But she was sympathetic, which is appreciated, so I could... Yeah, so she hates Alice, although not as much as she would have hated Joe if Joe had been the one to do it. Um, Yeah, so this is a recoverable relationship situation, I guess, in order to recruit her, which is what we wanted. So let's see if we can trade a little bit. I'll take the shotgun rounds. What can I... Let's unload that and then sell it to her. And then buy those rounds. Okay, so hopefully, I mean, that probably very minimally changed things. Yeah, useful source of supplies. Yeah, so a very small change of the uh meter, I guess. And actually, let's sell her this watering can because I'm afraid that she can't replant these crops. She will. I gave that to her, so she will actually be able to use it, I believe. I believe it was Toby, the husband, that was planting these crops or maintaining these crops. But now that she has that, hopefully she will start maintaining the crops instead. Not 100% sure on that. But let's have you start walking. Where's my mouse? My mouse has been weird. It's like just it's not dead, but it just like every once in a while it just won't like work. Okay, so he's sleeping. What does he have on him? Did he pick up something? No, I don't know why he's down there. But we just started this fence. It's gonna be a fence all the way along here. You might say, why not just put a fence there and there? I don't know. I'm going for a big area sectioned off from my base. So yeah. And how tired are you? You're pretty tired, so yeah, you can sleep. That's fine. Um, that's empty. Actually, let's... While they're walking, we might as well get the next section of fence marked out. Yeah, let's just make sure we have it in a line. Hopefully he'll just sleep automatically at whatever point. Okay, and now there. Okay, let's just cut it here for a moment, and then I'm gonna probably do Sarah's mission, and we'll probably wrap it up with that. So just looking at the time for the episode so far, and it looks like we're actually already like 32 minutes into the episode. And this first mission for Sarah is probably going to take several minutes. I mean, I don't remember exactly what it is, but probably go somewhere, shoot some zombies is going to be the gist of it. So I don't think I can do that this episode without making this last, a super long time. So I think I'm going to cut the episode here, just working on this fence basically and doing missions with my two, I guess with my scouting party or something. I don't know what to call them. But thank you all for watching, and yeah, next time we're going to start looking more at Fort Kohai.